Alright, so first off, I'm making this video for future me. So if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, you really don't have to watch it. It's really for future me. And something really exciting happened. Man, I am excited. Something exciting happened this morning. And I was talking, I've been working on this YouTube project. It's called Whiteboard Crypto, where I basically explain cryptocurrency topics using simple, ideas. Like some of these things, developers, they use code and stuff, and people can't understand it. And I started this company, this business, this YouTube channel with Nico. And since I've basically bought him out, but this channel wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. So, part of this video is me reminding myself where I came from and never forget the people that helped you to get to where you are. So, I'm going to explain some things about this channel, and then maybe one day I'll look back on it and I'll be like, wow, it is crazy where it's gone. So the first thing is, about a month ago, a company called The Motley Fool, and if you don't know what that is, it's there's the Washington Post, there's New York Times, there are these newspapers that create things online. The Motley Fool is basically a financial version of one of those. It's one of the biggest financial magazine, newsletter things out there. And they reached out to us in an email, and they were like, I think in the corporate way, they said, we want to buy your company, and we want you to work for us. And Nico and I both decided that wasn't the best decision. This thing had more potential if a small entrepreneur was running it as opposed to a corporate entity. So we didn't do that. But that was one, it was wow, this thing might be going in the right direction. And then we started realizing all the comments on this channel were good. And I mean all the comments. There were a couple bad comments, but they weren't about the information. It wasn't about us. It was because we created a video where audio was only coming out one side of the audio. It wasn't coming out both sides like most videos. And so that's not a bad comment. That's hey, you need to fix something. So that's the second thing. All the comments are good, and there's hundreds of good comments. People are loving the things that we're creating. The third one is a venture capitalist. This guy is on Forbes 30 under 30, and I've checked his profile. It's a real deal. He manages, I think, $500 million. He reached out to me on this little chat thing, and he's like, hey, I love what you're doing. I've shared some of your videos around in my office because people don't understand crypto stuff, and you're explaining it in a way that people can understand it. So that's the third one. We're definitely on the right track. And then this morning, you can probably tell the excitement in my voice. I was thinking man, I have invested $15,000 into this project, and I haven't earned any money yet. And I've also spent hundreds of hours. And when I mean hundreds of hours, I mean hundreds of hours, researching all these DeFi protocols, automated market makers, liquidity positions, collateralized debt position. A year ago, I had no idea what these words mean, but now I do. I've educated myself on them. And so I spent a lot of time and money learning these things and then also teaching them. I've written 100,000 words, which if you don't know how long a novel is, a book is 70,000 words. So I've written more than an entire book on this topic. And to be quite honest, I'm still a beginner. There's stuff I don't understand. So I mentioned those three things that we're on the right track. The fourth one is this morning, a couple days ago actually, I reached out to a guy and I was saying, hey, I don't really understand this protocol. Can someone help me with it? And this guy reached out. He was like, yeah, I'll help you with it, but you have to do something for me. And I was like, all right, sure, what do you need? And he's like, can you promote my newsletter? And I was like, that's a really fair trade. I'm just promoting something that he's created, but I checked and it was okay. But he's going to give me all this information about this protocol that I don't know. And so he helped me with it, and it turned out really well. But the thing is, afterwards, I'm keeping him in my circle. I met this guy. He's really smart. He's also managed hedge funds. So this is two hedge funds guys that I've verified that they have worked with hedge funds, and one of them managed and one of them assisted. So they're definitely smart. They know what they're doing. This guy, he knows technical analysis, fundamental analysis. He knows all the stuff, margin calls, leveraged opportunities, really technical stuff that I may know in a year, but I don't know what it means now. And I was asking him, I was like, I'm going to create this product, basically a set of 200 or 300 videos that teach people the basics of DeFi, and maybe even the advanced stuff, but basically walk them through step by step. And when I say people, I mean people that have no knowledge. My parents don't really know much about crypto, and I'm going to walk them through so that they're an expert at the end. And he's like, that's cool, that's a really good idea. People have already done that, they've made millions of dollars. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is on the right track. Other people have done it. And so I was telling him what I was doing and the plan of it. And I basically, so in the past, I've deferred to experts. So when I got married, I was like, I'm going to reach out to the successful and happy married couples in my life and ask them questions about marriage. And I did the same when I bought my house, which is technically a garage. I was like, I'm going to reach out to people I know and homeowners and see what questions they might have. things they might bring up that I have no idea. And it's fared very well. So I used this same idea to him. I was like, he's an expert in the financial niche. He knows what things are worth. I was like, how much do you think I should sell this thing for? And I didn't prime him. So I was going to sell it for $297. And then also I was like, well, maybe I should have an option for people who don't have as much money but want the education. Like, a lot of it is just education. They have to apply it. And if they're willing to spend $17 a month, so I was going to do like $297 or $17 a month. And if you can do either one of those, you can get in. And he said, as bluntly as possible, he was like, no, don't do that. He was like, you can charge easily $1,000 for a product that has 200 to 300 videos explaining these DeFi concepts, especially if it's as well as the other videos that you've created on the YouTube channel. And it's like, that was like the fourth thing. So like these things are lining up that this project is going to be a good project. It's like, I've spent $15,000 and hundreds of hours and I haven't made a single dollar yet. But soon, the money will be rolling in. And I want this video to be a reminder to myself one day that I watched this video. I remember like how humble I started. Like I started this with Nico. Like Nico deserves some credit. I've technically have bought him out now, but this channel wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Nico. He gave me a lot of the inspiration, a lot of the he got me started on it. So remember to, if you ever make it big, remember where you came from, and like that's probably the best way I can put that. You have friends and family in your life right now, and like you may have not created this opportunity if you didn't have great friends and an amazing family and social circle, and like you were reading these books. So like remember where you came from. I don't know, maybe one day I'll look back at this and laugh at like how humble I was, or how how small I started. But I've done something similar multiple times in my life, where I started a project and it did really well, and I was like, man, I wish I could talk to myself when I started and have my thoughts. So like this is my thoughts. Like I have there's so many opportunities I could chase with this. We could do charity, we could do fundraising, we could do like the course idea that I'm going to do, like program t-shirts, we could do all kinds of stuff. And it's like, remember the core thing that got you to where you are. Learning things that are important, that people don't understand, and then explaining them in a way that they can understand it. So like you're teaching people. So teaching people things that they don't know will always help you out. Like getting rid of ignorance, like, and especially people who are hungry. So like in the DeFi world and the crypto stuff, people are hungry for this information, and the only information that is out there is like stuff created by developers, and like the normal person can't read them because they don't know how to read code. And remember, it's a beautiful morning, right? It's technically like noon, but it's beautiful out here. I probably rambled on too long. Better get back on my bike ride. We'll see you guys later.